I'm Heather Braverman. I'm 19, I'm from New Jersey, and I've had food allergies pretty much my entire life. I was diagnosed when I was 2 years old. Something that was always difficult growing up was going to a birthday party and everybody gets a slice after we sing happy birthday, and that just was never a thing for me. There's no light switch when you have food allergies. It's always on. It wasn't just an eating situation, it was everywhere I turned, going to a friend's house. You just have to learn to speak up and realize that if you don't, then no one else will do it for you. And it can be a matter of life or death. The night that I was hospitalized, I think it was a Friday night, and my best friend Amanda, we had a plan. We said, you know what, let's just go out for a nice girls' dinner and see a movie. When the waiter came over, the first thing we said was, okay, first of all, please note, my friend and I, we both have very severe food allergies, so please let the chef know and make sure there's no cross contact or anything that we order has nuts. And she said, okay, great, I will make sure that's all taken care of, and it should be out in a few minutes. A few minutes later, the tuna tartare comes out. Within seconds, my stomach started hurting like it has never hurt in my life. So I texted my mom, and she said, okay, take the antihistamine medication that you have with you and call an ambulance right away.
Heather was in the ambulance at the time, and I came back in. I said, Heather, don't freak out, but it was peanut sauce. And when you hear that psychologically, your heart, starts racing and pounding because you know what that means.
Finally, I got into a hospital room. The pain was really uncontrollable, so they just gave me, through an IV, antihistamine and a lot of nausea medication. And then a few minutes later, I said, you know what, I think my throat is closing. They eventually, when I said that, gave me the epinephrine. My hands were shaking. I couldn't even text my mom, but immediately all my symptoms went away.
It can be tricky to distinguish when epinephrine is needed or not. Some of the mild symptoms in the beginning might just be an itchy mouth or some nausea, and you might not be reaching for the epinephrine for that in all cases, but if things start to progress, so it's more than just a little hive, it's more than just a little mouth itch, or more than just some stomach discomfort, you'd want to be thinking about using the epinephrine.
It was really, really scary, and you don't think that it can happen to you. I didn't have a reaction since I was 2 years old. I was 18, 16 years of life without a reaction. After this happened, I had a really thorough conversation with Dr. Sicherer, and if I had known that it was the appropriate time to use the epinephrine, I would have done it in 5 seconds.
I think it's very important to discuss with your allergist exactly what to do in case of an allergic reaction or anaphylaxis. You don't want to leave this up to assumptions. You want to make sure that you go through and rehearse different situations where you would use epinephrine, for example, and how to activate emergency services in the event of an allergic reaction. The allergist might provide a written emergency plan that describes all of the details of what to do in the event of allergic symptoms or ingestion of the allergen, but it's also important to go over that verbally, have a discussion, talk about scenarios, rehearse situations, so that you feel really comfortable about when you would use the medications and what you would do in these emergency situations. It alarms me if I hear people say, oh, I'm supposed to wait until I can't breathe or I'm starting to pass out. I mean, no, you're supposed to use the epinephrine early in an allergic reaction. You want to get that medicine in when there's a time that it can get circulated to get to your lungs and throughout your system to really help you in an allergic reaction.
My reaction was a wake-up call to everything that I thought I knew about what it meant to have a reaction. This is a wake-up call because I learned that this is the moment to use epinephrine. There's no wait time, there's no second guessing. You have to listen to your body and how you're feeling and realize this is serious and this is happening. So I need to respond to it with the necessary actions. I was able to learn, okay, this is what is necessary. And it really just woke me up and shocked me, but I'm grateful that now I know what I have to do.